This video is made for those people who have an interview coming up for a project manager's position and who would like some help and assistance in answering the questions they are likely to be asked at that interview. In this tutorial, we will cover the 10 most common interview questions that you're likely to be asked when applying for a project manager role. You'll also get answers to those questions and hopefully success as well. Okay, so let's start off with our first question, which is, tell us about your most successful project. Now, the interviewer here wants to understand what your definition of success is and to see if it matches what their view is. The best way to answer this is to give an example of a project that's relevant to the job you are applying for or in their industry. Outline the goals that had to be achieved, the steps you took to achieve them, and the obstacles you had to overcome. Finish off by stressing the critical factors that led to the success of the project and the final outcome. Question number 2. Tell me about yourself. Interviewers see this as a great way to start a conversation or keep one going. You should approach it by describing your current situation, then delve into your past work experience and finish by outlining your future aspirations. As always, try to keep what you say relevant to the vacancy and show that your personality, goals and ambitions fully align with the company's values. Question number 3. How do you prioritize tasks in a project? Here, the interviewer wants to see how you decide what to do first and the rationale behind your decision making. Give them a hypothetical situation or a real one from the past where you made a list of key objectives and went through them in order of importance. Then give logical reasons why you did this. It's as simple as that. Question number 4. Tell us about the last project you worked on. The recruiter wants to get an idea of the size and complexity of the projects you've worked on in the past, as well as your experience and abilities. Give them an example of one you completed, explain how you set its objectives and then created a detailed project plan outlining timelines, milestones and deliverables. Focus on those things you improved and what you learned from the project. Back up your claims, as always, with stats, figures and percentages, and keep everything as relevant as possible to the job you're applying for. Question number 5. How would you define an ideal project? This is a question aimed at finding out what type of project you would like to take up. You should tailor your reply around the sector the recruiter operates in and their business model. The best way to do this is to research the role you're applying for to find out what the employer wants from a candidate, i.e., do they want a project manager who can work as part of a diverse team? If so, then mention how you would like to be a part of a team. Follow this up by stating that a project must be well planned, effectively executed and achieve its intended outcomes within deadlines to stakeholder satisfaction. Question number 6. What is a project plan? A simple but loaded question that is asked to see if your idea of what a project plan is matches what their idea is. You've got to answer this very carefully. For instance, a project plan is a formal document that serves as a roadmap for the project team and outlines how a project will be implemented, monitored and controlled. Give them an example of a project and then break this down into smaller chunks, as well as a blueprint of its goals, objectives and the tasks your team needs to accomplish it. Question number 7. What's your leadership style? Potential employers want to see how you would describe yourself, if you would display arrogance and if your managerial style will fit in with their company culture. Again, emphasize the positive aspects of how you would lead. Tell them You like to build consensus through collaboration and by getting people on board. Articulate how you would guide and motivate your team to perform at their best. Review your past projects where you played a leadership role to identify key actions that you took and which had a positive impact on the project's outcome. Question number 8. What is the most important thing a project manager does? A trick question that can have many different answers. Its aim is to see if what you prioritize is the same as what they would prioritize. Before answering this, it's best to do some research into the company to try to identify what's important to them as an organization and then base your reply accordingly. This information can usually be found in the job description or on their website. For instance, if it's a company that values good interdepartmental relationships, then mimic this requirement. Question number 9. How would you deal with a difficult stakeholder? The recruiter wants to see what your communication, negotiating and relationship building skills are like. The key point here, or the 2 key points here to get across in your answer are your negotiating and communication skills. State that you would try to understand the stakeholders' concerns and expectations by actively and emphatically listening to them. You would then break these down to try find common ground and come to a mutually beneficial solution. You would then put in place procedures to nip future problems in the bud. Question number 10. How do you handle changes to a project? It's rare for a project to go smoothly. Instead, there are always changes that take place. The hiring manager wants to know about your change management skills. Stress that you are a flexible individual by nature and able to quickly deal with changes to a project's team, management structure, goals, processes, technologies, and culture. You will do this in a way that fosters staff buy-in and reduce resistance. Finally, thanks very much for watching. We hope you have found the video useful. If so, then please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Dayjob.com, here for your career.